Welcome to John Wayne Lied to You, the storytelling podcast featuring me, your old pal, JW. Some may know me as Old Gus. Here I am, back from Bizarrocon, everybody. I'm alive, I did it, I made it through another one, to be back with you today in Wayne Manor, in the East Wing, Library of Evil, of course. I have Grandpappy's old medicine here in a pipe, which I'm enjoying, and I'm also drinking a Topo Chico. I understand that they don't have Topo Chico like I guess anywhere else but Texas, it seems like, because everywhere I go people are like, what the fuck's a Topo Chico? Well, it's a carbonated mineral water and it is delicious and I love it. No Frosty Tall Boy today for Uncle Johnny, and I'll tell you why. I went so hard in the paint, so to speak, at Bizarrocon. I decided when I got home, or rather my body decided for me, it might be time to push away from the table of beer for a little while, and get to some kind of a baseline. Basically, I was gone for 5 days. Yes, 5 days, because I got there a day early. And pretty much non-stop drinking, no sleep, hardly any eating, and dear God, I might have set the record, at least my own personal best, for weed smoking. Like, there was so much weed that we smoked, and it's legal there, and it's fantastic. I went to a couple different dispensaries. It was like heaven both times. And but the thing is about that, you go to the dispensary and you buy a bunch of stuff, pre-rolled joints and your flour and edibles and shit like that, and then you get to this thing and everybody else there has weed too. So you're out there smoking 4 pipes between 3 people sometimes, and then as soon as you go in, someone grabs you again. Let's go out. Let's smoke. And you're like, yes. So I'm not taking a break from smoking weed, don't worry. But I came back and I developed this cough, like I was just hacking cough, which was like probably from how much I smoked, probably from just treating my body like shit. I'm a little congested still. And then, I came home and I had to work 2 12-hour days back to back, play 2 sets, Dan Electro's the night before Thanksgiving. It was awesome. Thank you, Dan Electro's, for having us out. Thanksgiving's running around all day. Friday the next day, Chris and I had another John Wayne is Dead show at the Continental Club for the Noth Zine release show, and it was amazing. You guys should definitely check out the Mockingbird Brother and or Mockingbird Brothers, one of those, and Bernie Pink and Funeral Horse. They were awesome, and that was a great show. But I've basically been on the run like since I got back. I haven't had any time to chill, so I decided to just not drinking any beer right now. I'm trying to take it a little easy. I had a little bit of whiskey at both of the shows just for my throat, but that's about it. Feeling good, trying to get back into the swing of everything. So, like I said, I've been talking about being at this Bizarrocon where I partied my balls off. What is Bizarrocon, you may ask? Well, if you don't know, it's a convention yearly in Portland, Oregon, where all things Bizarro converge together to enjoy each other's company and feast upon each other's knowledge to give that you have. Yeah. Basically, anything in the Bizarro lit, Bizarro film, visual media, painting, drawing, and music come together at this convention, and this is my 5th year in a row to go, and it was the 10th one overall, and it was awesome and amazing, just as it always is. Shouts out to Rose O'Keefe, who was the head editor of Eraserhead Press. She did an amazing job running the convention and putting it all together, as she does every year, and she is an amazing person. I got there and I had a great time. If you don't know, I'm a writer of sorts. So I was up there for my books, and I had my new book, Death Packs and Left Hand Paths, that just came out in October. So I had that and John Wayne Lied to You up there pretty much trying to sling those. But it's not really even about that. It's not a convention where you go and there's all these vendor tables set up, which is like pretty traditional when you think of like convention. This is more like a kind of, networking, meeting people, socializing, learning experience than anything else. There's books to be bought, but they're in a separate room, and only for a few hours. But other than that, it's all about just awesome. It's like a lot of love, actually. It's great. I got in a day early. I said earlier. My man Danger Slater picked me up from the airport. Shouts out Danger Slater. I met Hugo Camacho from Spain. I never met him before, but I was tasked with finding him at the baggage claim, and I did. And we hit it off right away because he pulled his phone out and he had Hedwig and the Angry Inch as his background. And I was like, dude, I fucking love that movie. And he told me it was his favorite. And we knew right then we were going to be friends forever, and we will be. So we went back to the house, Danger Slater and Lisa Lestrange, their house. They let us stay there. It was myself, Michael Allen Rose, Sauda Namir, Brendan Vidavito. Sorry, Brendan. Andrew James Stone, who could forget. And that was all of us. We were a bunch of weirdos. And Hugo, like I said, and we were all hanging out that night together. And we had our fun. Went to a pre-party. It was great. I did some storytelling there at the party because there were some performances. Bizarrocon overall was amazing. Trying to think, I did an awesome workshop with the great and powerful John Skip on the killing scene. I was writing the best killing, or not writing the best killing scene, but writing your best killing scene in the most effective way. And it was very informative and beneficial. Skip, there's I think maybe 25 of us in this class, and he gave personal feedback on each and every story, each and every piece that people wrote. He had specific feedback for you, which is just awesome. And we had a lot of great discussion. Of course, I hung out all weekend with my little brother, Josh Spicoli, up in Chicago. Shouts out to Josh. So we were in that class together. And then that was the only workshop I did. I did a reading later on that afternoon. And then I played some music at the Friday night party after the Slow Poisoner, Mr. Andrew Goldfarb, who is an amazing artist and musician as well. And man, it was just a party time. Some of the highlights, let's see. Danger Slater, as I mentioned him before, he won the Wonderland Book Award for Best Novel for I Will Rot Without You, which, if you haven't read that, it's pretty amazing. I think that when I remember finishing it and thinking, this is the perfect Bizarro book. Like, you could say that about a few other ones, but I really feel strongly about that one in particular. So read it if you haven't. And then the Wonderland Book Award for Best Collection went to Emma Johnson, aka MP Johnson, and it was for her collection Berserkoids, which you have not read that, also check that out, and check out Emma's other stuff. She writes under the name MP Johnson. That's how you'd have to search. But she's been one of my favorites for a while, and she's an awesome person, and I love her. Moving right along, the Ultimate Bizarro Showdown was amazing. That was taken home to Texas, the winner, Shane McKenzie, with a very disgusting, horrifying, gross out, but amazing story that he read. Very graphic. I don't know what to say about it, but it was pretty disgusting. Second place, Mr. Peter Dale, one of my main Canadians. Shouts out. I can't even explain to you what he did. I won't do the disservice of it because it was so amazing. Trying to explain it will surely ruin it, and it won't translate. Just trust me, it is probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, and I mean that. Third place, Slow Poisoner Andrew Goldfarb. He built this big robot while he was reciting this poem, and it was awesome. It's like an 8-foot tall robot. This guy's amazing. Uh, my little brother Josh Spicoli coming in won Best Ass Award for his performance of the Golden Shower, and yeah, it was awesome, and it was great to see these people that most of these the majority of these people I only get to see once a year. Now this past year was the first year I actually saw a lot of the, not a lot, but I got to see people during the year at other conventions, or if they were coming through town. Some people came to Austin, Houston, and I got to see them. Laura Lee Barr, Sam Reeves, shouts out Sam, my other main Canadian. You know, and I got to see more people this year than I would have in the past, but still, like, you get there and you're like, man, these are my people. And it's almost like it's been a year, but you're right back. You're right back where you were, and it's an amazing feeling. Highly suggest going to Bizarrocon. Anyway, I have to let you guys know something. This is actually the second time that I'm recording this episode. I recorded it yesterday, went to post it this morning, which is Monday, the day the podcast comes out, and I made a mistake. I did something where I renamed a file the incorrect way, and it totally, like, fucked everything up with that episode. It couldn't connect or read, or I don't know what was going on, but it just basically rendered like 36 minutes of silence, and I uploaded 36 minutes of silence to my podcast feed, so I apologize, but I am recording it again right now. As soon as I got home from work, boom, right to the Library of Evil to do this. And I will have it up tonight. If you're listening to it, it's up. So there you go. But I just wanted to tell you, I did do a mistake, and we're doing this again. But that's okay. I'm have no problem with that. Moving right along to our tarot reading of the day. I thought about just using the tarot reading that I did yesterday, because I thought, well, I did that. I should talk about that. But then I was like, no, that's going to be ingenuine. I want to do it now in the moment, like I do it every episode. So I did another tarot reading, and this one was cool. This one's interesting. Gives me a lot to think about. So let's start it off. I first drew the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups symbolizes celebration and accomplishment. There's three women on it. They're holding these cups up, like toasting, like, yeah, we did it. They're wearing laurel wreaths. Now, I like this. The laurel wreath is a symbol that the universe's favor is upon you, and you shall be the victor in this stage in your life. So what I take from that is, I had this conversation with somebody at Bizarrocon, actually, where I've had some good things happen for me. I've got some books out there, and I've got some short stories published. I seem to just, I'm doing well on paper, and I guess in reality as well, but I don't ever take time to celebrate that or even acknowledge it for a while. And maybe I need to step back and actually do that, because I'm always like, okay, cool, that's done. What's next? What's next? What's next? Keep moving. So maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I should kind of like not rest on my laurels or become complacent or arrogant, but maybe be like, you know what? That was cool. I should enjoy this for a little bit before I dive back into craziness and work. But I do like this favor is upon you, and I'll be victorious in this section of my life. So I feel like, as that applies to my writing career, like I've been kind of making that the overtone for all these tarot readings. A few weeks back, there was one that was, the reading was heavily telling me to be patient. The hard work will pay off. These things will come. You have to be patient. So I feel like that's even a further reiterating, if I'm patient, I'm going to succeed in this part of my life. It's going to happen. Just settle down, enjoy what's going on, enjoy the moments that you have that are good, and rest assured you will succeed. So, and another thing, it says that it represents for you to help others and spend quality time with friends. If you don't do this, you will get burnt out emotionally and physically. You should help others, and they will help you. Overall, it's a be social type of thing. And I feel like I am a pretty social person. I do a lot of things, but I also am I can shut myself off from people for a while. Like, that's just because I like to be alone, and it doesn't bother me to be alone. And I, of course, spend a lot of time working, and that's alone. But I wonder if I just need to, instead of going somewhere to be like, I'm socializing, but I'm also performing there, or I have to be on in some capacity. Maybe I should chill, have some friends over, relax, undo my pants button and let it all hang out or something. I don't know. Something to think about. Next card I got was the Two of Wands. Now, I had this card a couple of weeks ago, and I think that it goes well with the card that I have. Hold on. Okay. All right, so let's see if we remember. The Two of Wands, the man on it, his clothes indicate he has an enthusiastic approach for life and a passion for adventure. It takes a spark of inspiration from the Ace of Wands, matures it into an actual path, planning, progressing, discovery, stepping out of your comfort zone. You know what your goal is, you're confident with it, and you will fulfill it. You need to make the transition into the long term. So, and again, it says patience and focus. This is the patience and focus part. You got the ball rolling, now be patient in waiting for your reward. So I think that goes back to the Three of Cups. It harkens back to that patience and maybe living in the moment. Now, the next card I got is really contradictory, because the Two of Wands says step out of your comfort zone, shit's gonna happen, don't worry. I got the Hierophant, or the High Priest. He represents channeling power through society. And one of the things that it says is this is a time to go with the status quo. Don't challenge things. Join a group and abide by the rules. You need that, or something like that. And I don't agree with that. One thing I thought was kind of interesting. It says this is a time to honor tradition in your life or start your own. So, I don't really have a lot of traditions. I don't stand on ceremony at all, really. So maybe I need to start some tradition, like this tarot reading at every podcast. I don't know. That's something to think about. He also represents education and the pursuit of knowledge, which is cool. But overall, it was very much like not conforming, but just like not challenging. And I am known to be someone that just does, if I want to do something, I just do it, regardless of what's going on around me. So maybe I need to take stock in that. Maybe I need to think about that a little bit more. But I will never conform, because I'm an anarchist. I'm punk rock. So fuck you, High Priest. I don't have to take any of this. Yeah. So anyway, our story this week, since I'm back from Bizarrocon, I'm all Bizarrocon up. I'm going to tell a story that happened at Bizarrocon. Not this year, but last year, actually. So, this story is called, Yes, We Are Worshipping Satan in There. So first I need to explain a little bit about where Bizarrocon takes place. Yes, it's in Portland, Oregon, like I said. But it's actually held at I don't know what you would call it, a boutique hotel, I guess, called the Edgefield. And Edgefield is owned by a company called McMinimans, that they brew their own beer and distill their own spirits, and they do it on the property. This is like I want to say 20 acres. I might be lying. I don't know. Sounds right. But I know they have like a vineyard there. They have putt-putt golf, allegedly. I've heard it, but never seen it. There are gardens you can walk through. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of activities, so many room for activities. Now, peppered throughout this massive amount of property that this place is on are a lot of different buildings. There's a main building that has rooms in it, but these aren't like regular hotel rooms. They're kind of like repurposed. Each room is shaped differently. I think this place might have been like an asylum or something. Maybe I made that up too, but it was something before it was this, and they just kind of repurposed it. The rooms do not have bathrooms in them. They don't have TVs. There's nothing like that. It's just like a quaint little bed and a mirror and a mason jar that you're supposed to put water in, allegedly, but you're not supposed to piss in it in the middle of the night. But whatever. I don't stay in the rooms. I stayed in there in a room my first year, and I was like, what am I paying this money for? I'm not even in this goddamn room. But they have a hostel there that's $30 a night, and there's like 20 beds. You're in there, and it's mostly all Bizarro people. So, and the hostel's awesome. So I do that. Also, there's a lot of bars on this property. Just about every building that you go into has a bar or a bar and a restaurant in it. There's like a whiskey shack. Like you walk across some property, get to a shack where there's room for maybe 8 people to be in, and you drink whiskey. It's great. All kinds of stuff. It's really interesting. And there's one house in particular. It's called the Ad House. I don't know why, but that is where the headquarters of Bizarrocon is every year. There's rooms in that house as well, and mostly the Eraserhead Press staff stay there, or the people that they bring in to teach workshops and stuff, they stay in that house. But downstairs, the living room / dining room is big, a real big long space with a fireplace, and that's where we have the readings all day, the Bizarro performances from the people's books who've come out this past year on Eraserhead Press and the other affiliated presses. We have the music there, all the parties. It's Grand Central meeting station for Bizarrocon. So, as I said, this place is very big, and no, we are not the only people there. By a long shot, we're not the only people there. There are always a lot of events going on at this place. There was a wedding last year. There was a wedding this year. There's like just all kinds of crazy stuff. Events. People just have event parties there. It's a interesting place. Anyway, so last year there was a wedding and a big birthday going on of somebody, and we're Bizarroconing ourselves and minding our own business. So it was Friday night. That's the night that we do music and we drink beer, and that's brewed by Jason Rizzo's Funhouse Brews. Shouts out Jason. If you're in the Portland area, check out Funhouse Beer. It's awesome, and he's getting out there in some bars now, so hit it up. Very, very good stuff. And this guy cares a lot about what he does too, and it's good. Shows. Anyway, we're drinking the beers. It's like the back half of the night, kind of. It's not super late, but the music's done. Everyone's just like kind of party chill mode now. So I step out back of the ad house. We come out the back door. It's myself, David Barbie, who is an awesome writer for Eraserhead Press, Jeff Burke, who is the head editor for Deadite Press, and then you've got Don Noble and Nick Day, who together run Rooster Republic Press. We're all out there in the back. We stepped out to smoke, right? So we're standing back there, we're chatting. Out of the darkness walks up a very drunk woman. Drunk and loud. And she just kind of walks up, stops, sees us, and says, "You guys look cool. What's going on over here?" And we were just kind of like, what? So she just walks up on us, right? Behind her is a guy, like a dude that's just like chilling. He didn't walk up to us. He's like maybe 5 or 6 feet behind her, with like his hands in his pockets, just like looking all like kind of creepy, and he's smiling to himself, like just smiling and shit. Like picture in The Big Lebowski, where the scene where John Waters is like, talking on the phone and just like, or not talking on the phone, he's sitting there laughing, and the dude says, "The fuck is his problem?" So it's like that. That guy's a creepy, creepy, creepy dude. So the woman comes up and she's like, "Oh my god, what are you guys? You guys like a band or something?" Granted, we are like a pretty much a mishmash of tattoos, leather, dreadlocks, denim, and piercings. So to us, this is pretty normal, but I guess we look something to her, and she decided to comment on it. And we explained to her, no, we were, this is a convention for writers of Bizarro, which is a genre fiction. We tried to keep it light and brief because we were hoping she would just move on, because the annoyance level was high. She's drunk and loud. Creepy McGee's in the background giggling. I don't know what the hell he's planning. He's got hands in his pockets. Who knows what the fuck is going on back there? But the woman does not leave. She in fact tells us, "Oh my god, it's my friend's birthday, and she turned 40, and she doesn't know. She's upset about. But I'm gonna bring her over here, and I want you guys to tell her how good she looks, compliment her, and let her make her feel better about her birthday. That would be great. It's great for these cool guys to tell her she looks good." And we were just like, okay, maybe. So she leaves. Creepy guy leaves with her, still behind her, not walking with her fucking anyway. We're talking for a couple more minutes, kind of forget, and then all of a sudden, she's back, and she's got her friend, and creepy dude's still in the back smiling to himself. And she's like, "Oh, this is my friend so-and-so. Can you believe she turned 40? Now, to be honest with you, I really couldn't believe she turned 40. Because she looked like she was 50. I mean, she must have had a hard life. She must have really, really been living to the fullest at some point. But, we're all like, "Hey, all right, happy birthday." Yeah. And I think I threw out like a hearty, like, "You look great for 40 or something." And she's like, "Oh my God, thank you." Then, now we made the mistake. Now they've latched. They've latched on. They think they've connected with us because we've done this birthday thing. The birthday girl kind of goes off and is talking on the other side to where Nick and Barbie and Jeff are. Dawn is standing right next to me. Original drunk girl comes up to me and she's like, "I want to see the pins on your jacket." And I was like, "Okay." And she's just like looking. I have 3 buttons on my jacket that I was wearing. And she looked at them. When she gets to one, she's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And the pin that she was looking at was the Baphomet's head in the pentagram, which is, awesome. But I was like, "Yeah, oh, it's Baphomet." And she was like, Do you believe in that kind of stuff?" Now, right about this time, I start to see some sidling off, exiting. First, Jeff walks up the stairs through the back door. Then Barbie does. Nick's kind of still like talking to that birthday girl, but he does like a, "Oh, well, I got to get back in there for the something." And she kind of like, and just wanders off, okay? Please keep in mind that weird smiley guy is still in the shadows, creeping about, smiling away. I have no idea what he's doing. But Dawn, next to me, turns to walk in the door, and I grab him by the arm, and I pull him close to me, and I say, "Let's see how this plays out." So he just kind of grins and stands there. And I say, yeah, yeah, I believe in this kind of stuff. What do you mean? You don't? And she's like devil, like worshiping the devil? And I was like, yeah, of course, worshiping the devil. What did you think? And she was like, I thought you guys were like writers or something. And I said, yes, we are writers, but we also worship Satan. And every year we come together at Bizarrocon to have a mass ritual to sacrifice and anoint our Dark Lord so that he will grant us favor in the coming year on all of our new projects. I figured that was self-explanatory. And she just like gets all like freaked out, kind of steps away from me, and she's like, so you guys are worshiping Satan in there? And I just like kind of lean in and smile, say, yes, we are worshiping Satan in there. And she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna, and she like creepy guy still smiling, like he's just having a ball and a biscuit back there. And I say, well, we're gonna go in and we'll talk to you later. And she's just like kind of stunned and standing there. And I turned around, I was like, oh, by the way, have you happened to see any babies on the property today, lately? Like, maybe parents carrying a little baby. You seen any babies? That was it for her. She was off. Smiley guy was off, still smiling, so I guess he was amused. And Don and I had a really good laugh. It was tremendous. And, that was that. But, and then we went inside and we, upside down crucified a virgin, slit her from the middle and drank her blood and bathed in it and gave thanks to our Dark Lord for our great successes in this coming year. All right, so there you go. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes people just need to get fucked with. That was a classic case. It's not a very popular, maybe, thing, or maybe it's just frowned upon, but I happen to like to fuck with people, especially when they're drunk and talking, or if they mistake me for somebody. If you come up and say, are you Don? Yes, absolutely I am. I will ride that until the wheels fall off of it. Or if you make fun of my name, like right off the bat, or try to argue with me about my name, I will fuck with you constantly. Now, I thought I was pretty good at it, but I have to give that crown to Autumn Christian. She is the absolute master of fucking with people in that kind of situation. Autumn's a super talented author. I really enjoy her work. You should check out her books. But she definitely showed me up one night and on the fucking with people level. But that's going to be a story for another time, I promise. So anyway, yeah, it was a good time, and I feel like we got a good Bizarro message out to that woman. So anyway, I want to kind of plug some of these some of my Bizarro buddies podcasts that are out there, because I am doing a podcast and I would like for their podcasts to all do well too, and they're awesome. First of all, like I've said in the past, Bazong, that's the weird fiction Bizarro podcast that comes out every week with Mr. Frank. He talks to writers in the Bizarro and weird fiction genre, and he's a great guy. I like him a lot, and his show is great. I've been on it a couple times. I suggest, if you haven't listened to it, start with those episodes. Then we've got Unreasonably Handsome Gentlemen, or the Unreasonably Handsome podcast. Something about Unreasonably Handsome, but it's Danger Slater and Michael Allen Rose. You know them, you love them. They're riffing, they're talking, they're jiving, they're shucking. So check them out. And then Lisa Cantoral over at Clash Media, she does a weekly podcast called Get Lit with Lisa. She has a lot of interesting guests from the literary community and all kind of genres, and it's great as well. So please check those out while you're checking your old Uncle Johnny out over here. Don't forget about me. Thank you guys for helping us grow over these last 22 episodes. Or keep going, and please remember to check out my books. First of all, John Wayne Lied to You, the one that this very podcast is based upon. My new book, Death Packs and Left Hand Paths, help me out on that. I'm trying to push hard for that. It's out on Grindhouse Press now, on Kindle or paperback, or you can go to johnwayneisdead.com in the store and order a personalized copy. I will sign it and send it to you, and I also include a lot of cool goodies when I send stuff out from me. If you order from me, I definitely will take care of you on that front. Don't you worry. And also check out all my other books. Go to my Amazon page. Just search me up, John Wayne Comunale. I appreciate you guys so much, and we will hopefully this one recorded and I don't fuck it up and it goes up in just a couple minutes. Anyway, fingers crossed. Satan's blessings. Good day.
Mockingbird Network.